Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack.
Denver Broncos, Mile High View, no commercials, no bullshit. If you had been with my podcast from the beginning, and that's the time when the Denver Broncos were bringing in Rich Scangarello, I did a podcast called Lolita Transvestite. We had Broncos country singing the praises of Rich Scangarello. And I was saying my biggest concern with Rich Scangarello was his ability to make adjustments. And I think ultimately that probably cost him his job, probably also a personality conflict. I'm not there, but that seems to be the kind of rumors that have come out. Yeah, so play calling adjustments second halves was obviously a problem, but don't think that I'm on this Pat Shurmur. I put on my orange-colored sunglasses and just go along to get along. As far as developing quarterbacks, it's a good move for that. I don't think there's a drop-off. There's probably a step up in that regard, but Pat Shurmur as a play caller, I am very skeptical about that. Yes, he had one amazing run with the Philadelphia Eagles, but he hasn't really done much as a play caller since then. That gets me excited. And there's a lot of factors as far as being an offensive coordinator and things going right your way, but we're going to have to see how, I think the jury is going to be on play calling. The same thing with like Rich Scangarello, ultimately at the end of the day with Pat Shurmur. Not 100% convinced that as far as an offensive coordinator, this is going to make a big deal. Well, who knows? Maybe he'll pound the table for offensive line help, making that a priority. I don't know. Seems to me that Rich Scangarello, was just a fill-in until they wanted to get somebody like Shurmur. I mean, that's how I kind of felt the whole thing was from the start. But the thing is do you really step down? I don't know. Did Rich Scangarello, was the offensive players, were they supportive of him and what he was doing? Are they glad to see him go? Are they going to, is Shurmur going to rub them the right way, the wrong way? There's a lot of questions. Shurmur sure as heck didn't, you saw what he did at the Giants. I mean, basically, what was it, 5-11? It isn't really what you would, call success. So, and the Giants had to show him the door. So it's, I don't know. It's this team is swimming, like treading water or whatever, trying to keep its head up above the water. And there's doesn't really, I'm not convinced that Shurmur is really going to be the answer. Can he develop, Drew Lock any better than Rich Scangarello? Maybe so, but maybe Rich Scangarello, that was one of his upside too. My question really is, you want to develop a quarterback, I get that. Maybe you should have hired, I don't know, it's hard. I guess Scangarello probably wouldn't have came here if it was a quarterback development thing. But at the end of the day, you're going to need people that can call plays. And I just am not convinced Shurmur is a strong play caller. That's his suit. He's just like a lot of these retread offensive coordinators. I don't know. It just developing Lock is one thing, but, commanding an offense is something else, and I just don't know. I just have to see how the play calling goes. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not excited, or I'm not excited, and I'm not, down in the dumps, I guess, about the pick either. It's one or half a dozen of the other. I guess maybe if Drew Lock gets developed, then you can go and get an offensive coordinator. The real offensive coordinator. So anyway, that's where I stand. I just it's not exciting for me so much. It's at the end of the day, it's kind of like the Flacco Keenum thing. It's just like, they both can develop a quarterback at either one of them, but can either one of them really be a good play caller and make adjustments and this kind of thing? That's what it really comes down to.